So what is up guys, I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome yourselves back to another zombies Q&A on the channel where you guys know by now we take your questions to do with these zombie storyline, Easter eggs, anything you want to know from the comment section below and I answer them. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, a like rating would of course be appreciated. It's up to you guys though, whatever you want to do. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest zombies content, and also don't forget to click that bell notification icon. I'm sorry I have to ask, but blame YouTube. Anyway guys, thank you for tuning in. Whenever you're ready, let's get into this. Enjoy. So the first question of the day, kind of a more personal one-ish. It's still to do with zombies that I wanted to answer from Marcus. Says, what's your favourite Easter egg and what's your least favourite? I'm not sure in which term you mean. Do you mean in terms of the most fun Easter egg to do? Or do you mean my favourite as in the best outcome? There are a ton of great zombies Easter eggs. Admittedly, there are also quite a few that aren't really very, I wouldn't say good, but I'd say they aren't interesting, or they could have been a lot better. For example, if I was to use one, I think Revelations could have been much improved. But my favourite Easter egg, I think I'm going to have to pick Mob of the Dead for a few different reasons. First off, you can do this Easter egg solo. There are a lot of Easter eggs in zombies that you can't do on your own, and I think everyone should get the chance to do Easter eggs on themselves. Also because it's really not too difficult as well. I will say that it does get repetitive, but it's definitely quite an easy Easter egg to complete. And finally, I'd say it's a massive part to do with the storyline, whereas in Black Ops 3, the Easter eggs were, I would say, quite repetitive. Derizen Draka, Garrett Karovi, Zetsuben Oshima all had the same ending. Mob of the Dead was very different. There were two different endings that you could get, and as I said, yes, although it can be a bit repetitive having to collect the plain pots over and over again, even though that's the case, it's still not, for me at least, boring. So I honestly think the Mob of the Dead Easter egg is my personal favourite, although it's really in your opinion what kind of challenge you want. Then of course there's the Origins Easter egg, and then going back even further with Derice, which was very simple, or Ascension or Moon definitely had a good outcome. But for my favourite, I'd say Mob of the Dead, and then for my least favourite, this is a difficult one because I don't really think any of them are terrible, although there are some that aren't as interesting. I would probably put ones like Shadows of Evil or Revelations up there. Shadows of Evil for me just dragged on for far too long, and it was a bit too difficult and annoying. I also think Moon could be quite annoying, but I do think Revelations has to get this spot. It's not the easiest Easter egg, and it's also not the most difficult either, but I just don't think it's very fun to do. And the outcome that we had, as of right now at least, I don't think we appreciate it. Just like we had the Origins Easter egg, when we had that ending, we all thought, okay, what a disappointment that was. Right now at least, I feel like Revelations is kind of similar. However, maybe when Black Ops 4 comes out and we go further on through its cycle, we might come to appreciate Revelations a lot more, but that's what I'm going to say. Let me know yours in the comment section below. The next question of today from AFK Ghost Dragon says, if the new storyline is completely separate in Black Ops 4, then will there be perks since Dr. Monty is part of the premise story? And that's a really good question. As I've told you guys before, in Black Ops 4 Zombies we are having two separate storylines. We are having a new one with our new set of characters, who are Diego, Bruno, Shaw and Scarlet, and then we also have returning our old storyline, or our premise storyline, and then we also have our old Ether storyline as well, with Richtoff and Takio, Nikolai and Dempsey. But we've been told that both of these storylines are totally different to one another. They are on brand new worlds, new universes, they are separate to one another, which should mean then that perks aren't in the new storyline, right? Since it was Group 935 and Dr. Monty that invented the perk machines, and Group 935 or Dr. Monty won't be involved in our new story, 115 doesn't exist in our new storyline, Group 935 are not there, since they originally created the perks, that should mean then that they aren't in our new storyline. The perks that we are used to seeing, these machines that we can find around the map and then drink from to give us upgrades and special abilities, they will no longer be in Black Ops 4 Zombies' new storyline, and instead we will have something totally different, a new system. We'll have a new way of getting perks, we don't yet know how, but we did see in the Voyage of Despair trailer that not only now does this artifact turn people into zombies, but it also turns people into objects as well. We see them get turned into the mystery box, and we also see people combine and get turned into this object. We don't know yet what this is, but maybe this is our new perk machine. Is this our new way of getting perks in our new storyline? As I just told you guys, the mystery box will be returning, but it won't be Dr. Monty that gives it to us this time. It is this artifact that creates it by combining people together to create this magic object, the magic box. So I'm guessing it also turns people into perks as well. However, it could be something totally different. We really have no idea yet how it's going to work. There's still so much to be explained. But yeah, pretty much everything that we knew before is going to be totally different. How are we going to get guns on our new storyline? Is it still going to be chalk drawings on the wall, or is there a new way of us getting them? Again, since Dr. Monty isn't here. I don't know, I'm definitely interested to find out more. The next question from Ben Broomfield says, I have a question. When you are playing solo, what happens to the other 3 characters? Are they dead? Do they go somewhere? Please answer. So that's a very valid question. If you play solo in Zombies, obviously the Easter eggs most of the time are meant to be done with 4 players, although in some maps you can do them with 1. But we know in the storyline, for example, Richtof and Takio, Nikolai and Dempsey travel to all of these maps with each other. So when we play solo, what happens to them? Well, if you actually listen, in a lot of the maps, whoever you're playing as will say, for example, if we're talking about Richtofen, he will say Richtofen's gone off to do his own thing. So the explanation that Treyarch give us as to why we don't see the other characters when playing solo is because they're going off, doing their own thing, I guess trying to solve this Easter egg for themselves. I mean, I really can't tell you any more than that. They don't die, they don't just disappear. Apparently they just split up and do their own thing. Zombie Guy says, in Kino Der Toten, you can see Misty's name written on the wall along with Samantha. Is that the same person, or are they related? Please answer. So this is a very, very old Easter egg, like you said, in Kino Der Toten, which I believe came out all the way back in 2010, so like 8 years ago now. And you can still see this in the remastered version in BO3 as well, but on the wall you can see, it says in chalk, Samantha, Amelia, Abigail. Now on the left there is also the initials JD. JD is also a big ongoing Easter egg that we've had in Zombies for a very long time. There are theories as to what those initials stand for or what they mean, but we don't know for sure or 100%. And then also on the right you can see a love heart as well. But who exactly wrote this? We know that Kino Der Toten is a Group 935 facility. We know that Maxis worked here and Maxis was Samantha's father, so we could guess that he wrote this, but it says Samantha, Amelia, Abigail. Now when we first saw this we could have thought, okay, they are more than likely just the middle names of Samantha. Samantha, Amelia, Abigail, Maxis. A lot of people have 2 middle names, some people have 3, some people have 4 or 5, I mean, whatever you like. Amelia, Abigail could be the middle names of Samantha, Maxis. Although it is kind of strange in my opinion how we never heard of those names again for her. We've seen Samantha's name a load of times throughout Zombies, but we only ever heard of her middle names once in Kino Der Toten, if that is what they are. But then all of a sudden we had Transit, where we had a whole new set of characters given to us, and one of those characters was named Abigail. Abigail Brighton. Misty was actually her nickname, but her actual name is Abigail Brighton. And then of course that was where the links started to happen. We had this name in Black Ops 1 Kino, and then all of a sudden in Black Ops 2, Abigail turned out to be an actual character that we could play as. And so then a lot of people started saying, well, is Samantha Misty's sister? And if you're gonna say that, then is it possible that Amelia is also the name of another person? In fact, that's not Samantha's middle name. All 3 of these names are the names of 3 different separate girls. Samantha is Maxis' daughter, Abigail is a girl that we play as in Black Ops 2, and then Amelia is a character that we have yet to see. So it could be that these are different people. But if Samantha and Abigail were related, if they were, let's say, sisters, well, Maxis has spoken to Misty and the Transit crew throughout Black Ops 2, so surely if Abigail was his daughter, he would have mentioned something to her, and also we would have heard about it somewhere else in the storyline. That is, of course, if he didn't forget. We know that in Black Ops 2, Maxis was corrupted, he was evil, he had become infected by the Dark Ether, and he was actually tricking our characters, so that could be one reason as to why he maybe wouldn't have remembered, but I don't know, I just don't really see there being a connection here. Abigail is clearly a farm girl. She tells us herself that her mother died of an unknown cause and her father was killed by zombies, whilst we can clearly tell that Maxis is still alive and his wife died in childbirth, so I think we can safely say that Samantha and Misty aren't related. But then also the last question is, well, who is Amelia? Whilst yes, that could be another girl that we haven't heard of, I think more than likely these are the middle names of Samantha. Strangely, it isn't reported in her biography. Treyarch maybe just forgot about these names, but I could see why a lot of people would think these questions, they are very valid, but in the end I just don't think they quite make sense. So anyway guys, there we go, that is all I have for you for today's video. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed If you have, like I said, drop a like rating, it's up to you guys. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest zombies content on that channel. On this channel, okay, I should have said that. Thank you all for watching, leave your comments down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, goodbye.